Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the best budget cards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to help me push towards the 14,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Trying to hit 14K by the end of October, and channel has been growing really well, so would really appreciate it if y'all would subscribe to help keep that going, because it's been really encouraging. Really do appreciate all the support. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with, I guess, Al Harrington. I don't think this card is great. He shoots the ball well with a very nice release, and he's got an 85 driving dunk, but he's not super fast, and he doesn't defend at all. I still think he's okay as a budget card because I really like his release, and he's very athletic at the floor, but he's not a great card. I would like y'all's input, by the way. Do y'all think I should start including rubies on these budget card tier lists and budget card ranking videos and stuff? Because all the budget card videos I've done so far this year have included sapphires and below, but rubies are starting to drop in price. There's starting to be more of them attainable. They're starting to be more and more available for free as well. Should I start including more rubies onto these budget card lists? And if y'all think so, just let me know. Andre Miller, unfortunately, can't shoot the three as a point guard, and that just does not get the job done. I mean, he technically can. 52-shot three, he might make an open one occasionally, but he's not a great defender either. He's really nothing special at all. He's just on this list because he's brand new. He's not a good card, though, so I think D tier for him. Arvydas Sabonis is, at best, B tier on the budget card tier list. I think B tier is fair, though, because he is 7'3" and can shoot a three ball. Now, he's super duper slow, which hurts him against top-tier big men, but among budget centers, there are very few good ones right now, unfortunately, and I think Arvydas at least deserves B tier. I will give Brandon Jennings high A. I don't think I'm quite going to give him S anymore because I think we've gotten a bunch of new cards, although he's right close to that S tier still. So there's a chance we wind up moving Brandon Jennings up into the S tier still at point guard. One of the best offensive guards in the game, especially among the cheaper budget cards. He's got a really good release, great movement, has the Curry slide, and then also is very fast. He doesn't defend at all, but he's still a pretty good card. Chandler Parsons is actually a pretty nice budget small forward. He's got mid-70s speed, a really nice release, and some okay movement. Not a bad option in the B tier. Chuck Person, just pretty good release. He's a capable shooter, does have silver limitless range, and he's also a pretty good interior defender. I did gameplay with this card last week and was actually pretty impressed. 78 interior, 80 perimeter, 82 lateral quickness. Really nice shooting badges, decent speed. Pretty good card at the 3 or the 4. Clint Capella's a pure inside, and he's okay, but he's not a great inside. I think he got to go C tier for him. He's got mediocre speed. He dunks the ball well. He's a good interior defender, but I don't think he's a great card. Boobie Gibson, don't love his release, and he's got basic dribble style, but he's fast, he can dunk, and he can shoot. 85 speed, 86'3", 80 driving dunk, which is really nice. Unfortunately, doesn't defend that well, and I don't love the release, so I don't think he's a great card, but I think he's pretty good in my team. Darius Miles, not bad. I mean, power forward, I would say he's better than, I'm going to move Al Harrington down to C tier, I think, because Darius Miles is definitely a better option. He's got like a 63 ball, 59 3 ball, something like that, so it's right there where it's pretty tough to green, but it is still greenable. But defensively, he's really good, and he's very fast at power forward, dunks the ball really well as well. Not a bad budget card at all. Darvin Ham, I'm trying to look at this list and think, do I think he's like a top 5 or so card on this list? I do have like 40 budget cards. I think I'll put Darvin Ham S tier because I really like his release. He's super fast, he defends, and he dunks. And I think he's just a nice versatile card because he can shoot the ball well with a fast release, but also super fast, an incredible slasher, and a capable dunker. I think at the 3 or the 4, Darvin Ham is a pretty interesting, pretty good card. Dikembe Mutombo is a pure inside, but unfortunately he's a 25 speed pure inside. Obviously, Dikembe cards are generally great in 2K, but right now, this Sapphire Dikembe just is not very good, and yeah, gonna have to go D tier for him. Duncan Robinson goes A tier specifically because he's one of the best shooters in the game. Well, I'm going to go B tier. I don't think that quite gives him enough. He's an incredible shooter, does not do anything else particularly well, although he does have an 80 driving dunk, so I guess he dunks okay, but really doesn't do anything good except for shoot, but he's one of the best shooters in the game, so he goes B tier for that reason. Easy S tier is Eddie Jones, 80 plus perimeter. He's a capable enough interior defender, but he's also a versatile slasher who shoots pretty well, has D-book dribble style, which is one of the best dribble styles in the game, and has good speed. He's just a really good all-around shooting guard option, and definitely a very good card in my team. Another easy S tier is Gary Payton, the new best budget point guard in the game. Elite level defender, like one of the better defensive point guards in the game, period. Offensively, he's not incredible, but that is okay because he does hold it down defensively, and his release is smooth enough, and I feel confident enough that I can shoot pretty well with him to use him if I decided to. Now, I'm not actually using Gary Payton currently on my lineup, but I could honestly see a role for him even on my no money spent account in the near future potentially, and a great salary cap card too. Jaden Ivey is okay. He's not very good. He is fast, starting like 90 speed, which is really, really nice, but he's not an incredible shooter. He honestly is pretty similar to John Morant in a lot of ways, just a not as good version of John Morant. 80 driving dunk, doesn't play 80 defense, does have gold speed booster, but no handles for days. He's basically got all dunking ability pretty much. He's probably B tier, but he can't play point guard. I lied. He's C tier. He can't play point guard. I'm just going to have to go C tier, I think. Jamal Crawford doesn't defend, does have a good release. He does have the Jarrett Culver base, which is nice, but I mean, he's got pretty good speed, no defense, not an elite level shooter, can't really dunk, but playmaking badges are good. Gold speed booster, handles for days, stuff along those lines. Really good release and D-book dribble style. Wow, I didn't realize he had D-book dribble style. Never mind. We're moving him up to the A tier. Jamal Crawford all of a sudden became a card that I am now intrigued about because he is actually pretty good on the offensive end of the court. Moves well, pretty good sigs, amazing release, and really good playmaking badges. That sounds like a fun offensive card to me. James Posey as a base card is basically just a shooter. He's not an amazing card. When he gets his duo with Nick Van Exel, it makes them both significantly better, but as a base card, James Posey is not incredible. I mean, he's got decent speed. He can hit it open three, and he's not a horrible defender. He's okay. Wouldn't say he's great. I'm going to go medium B. I'm going to actually move Chandler Parsons down because he's a little too reliant on the shooting, and I don't think his release is quite great, but I think this is a little better. I think I'll go B for James Posey. Gonna go S tier for Jordan Walsh still. I do believe he does get an S tier spot. Incredible 3-and-D card. One of the better small forwards in the game. I loved this card so much when he first came out. We used him as my backup small forward on my actual God squad, and now he plays on my no money spent team. So that is pretty crazy, and he's an amazing, amazing card in my team for sure. But I think he's still S tier. Yeah, for like 5,000 MT, you're just not going to get a better value than a guy like Jordan Walsh. Definitely would take him over Darvin Ham. So he's stay at S tier. Keegan Murray. Pretty good all-around power forward, has a nice release, can dunk the ball okay, has decent enough speed. I don't think he's a good card by any means, but he's not awful. KP is a 25 speed center. He can shoot the ball, but he's 25 speed. Does that get you out of D tier when you don't defend and you're that slow and all you really can do is hit a wide open three? I don't really think so. Spacing is important, but I don't think it's quite that important to where it's like the end-all be-all. LaFonso Ellis, I'm going to go high A. He does have bronze anchor. He's got 80 speed, 80 interior, 80 perimeter, and can hit a wide open three. And I think you could make an argument for him as an S tier card, and I may even wind up moving him up. But for right now, I am going to go high A for him, and I think that's fair. Going to go medium, low A for Marcus Camby. He's got a 65 speed-ish, 65 three-ball-ish, which isn't awful, but his release from the three-point line is not very good. Thankfully, he is a very good interior defender on both ends of the, or interior card on both ends of the court. So the fact that he's not a great shooter, but at least is semi-capable, actually makes him basically by default the best budget center in the game right now, which puts him up in the A tier. Marcus Smart, I think, has to go S tier still. 3-and-D beast. He and Darvin Ham are definitely the two guys at the back of S tier right now, but Marcus Smart is a really, really good card who defends at a very high level, but also has an amazing release and is a pretty darn solid card in my team. Matt Barnes, budget 3-and-D, small forward, fast release, pretty okay perimeter defender. I don't think he's an amazing card, but he's as good as James Posey. I'll give him B tier. Michael Cooper, pure defense, and release is pretty good as well. Another 3-and-D guy at the shooting guard position instead of small forward, but again, I think he also probably deserves a B tier if I've got Duncan Robinson in B tier. Is that Mo Pete? Yeah, Mo Pete. I haven't really looked at Mo Pete. I did his challenges, which was like 30 points in a game with him, and that's about it. He's slow. He doesn't defend. All he does is shoot. He shoots the crap out of it, but all he does is shoot. Is that enough for, I think, C? I don't like Duncan. I like him over Duncan, actually. And he can play shooting guard. He's bigger than, yeah, he's a little faster. I'm going to go him over Duncan. I'm going to go him B and Duncan C. I think that's fair because his release is amazing. Nate Robinson will go C tier because he's fun. Is he good? No, but he is actually pretty fun. His release is slow. He's 5'9". He can dunk, but he can't defend. I'll put in D tier. I lied. I just can't justify it. I'm going to go Nick Van Exel in B tier next to James. No, I'm going to go Nick Van Exel C tier. I think both Posey, both these guys got to move down to C tier. Their duos would put them both at least in A tier, if not S tier. But as base cards, well, Van Exel's definitely B. Posey, I'm not 100% sure about. I think I'm struggling with this. But Posey, I mean, Nick Van Exel does have good movement. He's got 87 speed and he's got an 83 three ball. So he's fast, can shoot, and can create his own shot pretty well. Posey, I just think is pretty mediocre. I don't like his release, so I think I got to go C for him. Rafe LaFrance, while I do actually really like the card as a pick and pop big man, he's got like 40 speed. His release is amazing, but he doesn't defend and he's super slow. So the best I can do is to put him at the back of C tier. Rajah Bell, I will put S tier over Marcus Smart. I do like him more than Marcus Smart. If I decide to move a couple guys out of S tier, it probably won't be Rajah Bell. Kyrie dribble style is best dribble style in the game, and that's an added plus to him already being an elite 3-and-D card. So big fan of that card. Ray Allen is Duncan Robinson, but worse. He's literally only a shooter. He's got like 60 speed. He's one of the worst defensive cards in the game. Great shooter, but that's it. Reggie Lewis, 3-ball is a little bit low to truly be good. Otherwise, he actually would have been a very, very solid option, but I think I got to go C tier for him. Robert Covington is obvious S tier, one of the best budget cards in the game, if not arguably the best. Incredible 3-and-D card who shoots the ball very, very well in defense. His absolute butt off. Steve Novak has like 45 speed or something like that. He is one of the slowest wings in the entire game, period. Card is absolutely atrocious besides the ability to shoot the ball, but even then his release isn't very good. He is not very good either. Theo Ratliff is mid. I mean, he's an inside, not a particularly great inside. He and Clint Capella are basically the same card. Neither of them are particularly good. Tom Chambers, also pretty mid. I'm moving the insides down. I'm moving the inside. I'm moving a bunch of these guys down. I don't think they're very good. I'm moving a lot of these cards down. I think it's fair. Tom Chambers has an 83 ball, 80 dunk. He's actually not that bad at the power forward position. He's better than Al Harrington. I think he's good enough to go B tier. I will give him that. I would take him over Darius Miles, so I'll put him B tier. Tony Parker is a point guard who can't dunk. Can't shoot that well with a kind of a bad release. I mean, he's not an incredible defender. Another pretty mediocre card, to be honest. Trevor Ariza, great 3-and-D small forward. Not quite to the level of Robert Covington or Jordan Walsh, but A tier for sure, I would say, on him. And then Wes Matthews, I actually will also give... Do I give an A tier grade to Wes Matthews? I think I do. I really like him at the shooting guard position as a guy who's got a super fast release and then defends at a very high level. Not at the Rajah Bell, Marcus Smart, or Eddie Jones shooting guard level, but I do think he's a very, very good card as well. And then finally, we have World Be Free, who's athletic and can dunk the ball at a pretty high level. Is he a truly great card? Not really. He doesn't have elite slashing badges. He doesn't defend super well, but he can hit an open three with a pretty good release, and he dunks the ball pretty solidly, which puts him in the A tier for me. Actually, I'm going to put him B tier. I'm going to leave Bowie Gibson over him just barely. I think this is fair. I will say this list is a little bit lopsided. B and D tier are significantly bigger than the rest of this list. But I look at this list and I don't want to force guys onto tiers that they don't deserve to be in. I guess Nate Robinson has 1 million gold badges, so I guess I can move him up. But is he better than Clint Capella? No. I'll move both of these guys up. We'll do that. And I think this is good enough. Mo Pete could be moved up as well as a shooter, but I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to force anybody else up. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. A little bit off lopsided, but it's not bad at all. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.